My name is Jeff Steinbach. I'm a past president of the association and was with the original clinic founding core people. It's a great honor that I have today to award our service award for WISTCA. And it's very meaningful. We do not do this every year. It's only done when it is very well deserved and meaningful to our membership. Before I award these two plaques to these very deserving people, it's very important that I set the tone for you. You listen to the outstanding words and the meaning and the emotion of our recipients and award winners today. 23 years ago, we sat around a round table just like this at the Sheridan Schrader in Madison after a not-so-good clinic. And we, as coaches in our membership and our association, we were not serving our members and our athletes in Wisconsin as an association like we should be. And we vowed 23 years ago to put together an association that will service the coaches in our state through track and field to reach out to thousands and thousands of high school kids to help create that lightning in a bottle that you heard here today. We heard many of our elites here today, and every year we have this privilege here. Please picture every single year, on March 7th this year, there will be thousands, 400, 500 high schools, thousands of young men and young women who are going to search for what Kelly experienced, and they don't know it. The mentors that are here that have to do it are our coaches. Our association 23 years ago vowed that we would do everything we could do to make these dreams come true. And I made a note, it says, when hard work makes dreams come true. This does not happen by accident. We heard every athlete up here today talk to their coaches about what it meant to them, and it wasn't about winning. It was about the effort, the cooperative effort for a common goal. This association is entirely volunteer. 23 years, nobody has been ever paid a penny to do anything to service our kids and coaches in track. It is all out of a passion, a labor of love, not simply for track and field, but that special moment when a coach and a kid connect. And you made somebody's difference in their life for the rest of their life, and it will be passed on to who they touch. That's what this association is about. It does not happen by accident. We know the American College Testing Board tells us the #1 indicator for success as an adult is participation in extracurricular activities. Grade point average is great, but they get to adulthood, that grades are there, but the people who participate in extracurricular activities like track and field, it's the #1 indicator for success as an adult. What we do really, really matters. This clinic, this association, its main purpose is to serve the people in the state of Wisconsin, our kids, to make it a better place. I get so frustrated every day with the volume of modern technology and media that all we get pounded with is negative, negative, negative. It really bothers me because what you heard here today is going on in 500 high schools in the state of Wisconsin, 50 states across the country, and every sport that's offered. Millions of kids, hundreds of thousands of coaches, and you don't hear about this. You hear about all the negative. And it affects our culture. But when we get here this weekend, if you could see what happens when coaches come in, and they come here on Friday morning, and when they leave here on Saturday, and the passion, the emotion, the drive, these young coaches learning from these vets who are up here, and they're saying, God, I can't wait to get to our kids on March 5th to make this happen. And our association does not care who wins the state title. We don't care. We don't care if it's big school, small school. It's about membership coming together to serve our students and our coaches. The test of the quality of an association is, does it stand the test of time? And we started 23 years ago. We had some outstandingly dynamic people that did a ton of things without asking for recognition, award, or anything, and that has never stopped. Over that period of time, many associations transitioned, people retired, folks move on. That's a normal fact of life. That happens. The quality associations take that transition and they move to more people picking up that baton, picking up the banner, the passion, the emotion, the purpose of what we stand for, serving the group in a common mission, ego in your back pocket, get the job done. Our association has gone through that transition, and we are better today than we were 23 years ago because of that. We are only, many people have come together, but we have been blessed, truly blessed, to have two people who put their ego in their back pocket, who bend down, get the work done, they get in the trenches, they do what they have to do to make these dreams happen through hard work. And that's our service award recipients for today. And I will bring them up. I want to read this first of all to you, what the plaque will say. Wisconsin State Track Coaches Association Service Award will be presented to Mark Hoffman and Keith Klestinski. This is in recognition of your dedicated service to the track and field coaches and student athletes of the great state of Wisconsin. Your time and effort put forth for the betterment of your colleagues and student athletes has been above and beyond the call of duty. Your leadership as clinical coordinators, former National High School Senate secretaries and leaders at that level, WISTCA presidents, District 8 recipients, they're winning awards as coaches and so on. The tremendous amount of time they have dedicated, they continue to dedicate, has helped our clinic become the national model it is today. Thousands of coaches and high school athletes have benefited greatly because of your efforts. As members of WISTCA, we thank them for all they have accomplished and continue to provide for our association. Before I bring them up, I also need to know what you're sitting in with this association is we are arguably the top association in the country. Not simply because of our clinic. We started the National Senate. Keith and Mark have picked that baton up, and right now we are affecting kids in nearly every state in the country to the development of associations, USA Track and Field, to our involvement at all levels. These guys, along with the executive board, they continue to make this happen, so this dream will continue through the sport of track and field. It is with great, great honor and a debt of gratitude that I present to you our two service award winners who have just done a tremendous job, Mr. Mark Hoffman and Mr. Keith Klestinski.
When I came to work this weekend, I came just like normal, just to work. And these guys really surprised us this weekend with this award. And they kept it secret until last night, until I saw my wife at the awards. And very, very grateful that I get to come to work with these guys and these women. And as we know, there's a price to pay with our families, but our families, our biggest supporters, are the people that we owe this to. I do this because it's my way to give back. And what we do is just a small part of this, it really is. There are so many people that are involved with this, and I'm just very, very humbled by this. And I just want to thank you all. And my dad's here today, and that makes it even more special. Thank you very much.
As Keith mentioned, there's a stress on the family. It's a lot of hours and so forth, and a little bit awkward. You ask a guy to be the MC on the day he's got to get an award, but that's why I took the hat, switched the hat. The WISTCA staff and the leadership, the officers have been great. Again, like he said, we serve you. That's our job. We work for you. The guys that started the clinic way back when, and Jeff Steinbach, you've just been a tremendous mentor. I remember the day he sent me the email and asked me, hey, you want to take over the clinic? I said, no, I'm not going to do it by myself. Well, then that's when Keith stepped up and it's really taken off. Vince Lees, Craig Shepard, just some great friends that those are guys that set the tone. They got the ball rolling, and we put our little touches on it and we've taken it from there, but they've been great. Some other guys that that aren't here today, Stan Druckreich, he's wintering in Florida. He was great. He was our girls track coach, grabbed me and brought me to the first clinic, and it was a week before my wedding. So my wife wonders how I can come up with how long we've been married. I take the number of clinics and subtract 2. So our 20th anniversary is coming up in a couple of years. Bill LeBeau is just a tireless worker, and I answered a question about beginner coaches series. That was Bill's baby, and he's not here this year. He'll be back next year. Somehow he had an unavoidable vacation to Hawaii. And he called me last night to brag about he had a my time, my honor. Mark Moss, we work very closely with. His last night described himself as he's assistant clinic director, which pretty much means I do what I'm told. So I'm wondering why last night when I said, "Do I get to speak?" you said, "No, you can't." That's all right. I know where you are right now. I'm trying to keep things moving along. Sammy Sunshine, we call him, Mr. Positive. He's been a real positive force with the association. And it's been just a joy working with Keith. I gotta tell you, sometimes we live the same life on different sides of town. We're both football coaches. We both are the head JV football coaches. We both coach the same position. Moved to those positions in the same year. And of course we do this. And I guess I got really scared a couple months ago when I got a haircut, and my wife looked at me and said, "You know, you look just like Keith." I said, "Okay, no, you don't look like Steve Carell." I guess my point there is that when all the people work together, and Jeff set the tone, and they have a common vision, you see this, I'm sure, with your own families, with your athletic teams in business and life. When people have a common vision and put their ego in their back pocket, you have success. This is probably, next to my family, the best thing that has happened to me personally is this clinic. It's touched every part of my life, academically, as a teacher, as a coach. But even more important, I think it's the best thing that could have happened to track and field in the state of Wisconsin. I'm very humbled to take this award. I'm very honored, and we plan on continuing to serve you. So thank you very much.